Hey guys, welcome back to Bougie Brie Beauty. I'm super excited for today's video. It is something I've been wanting to do for the past couple weeks. As you can see here, I have all the products that I'm going to use, but this is actually my first YouTube makeup challenge. And I'm gonna give you a second to maybe guess what the challenge is considering what you see here on the table. Did you figure it out yet? Okay, it might be a little tricky because I don't think this is a challenge that is popular right now or going around. I'm not gonna say I'm the first person that's ever done this because I'm sure someone out there somewhere has done this before. Today, I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup using no tools, no brushes, no sponges, no tools whatsoever. And I am doing full glam, full face, using just my hands and fingers. So this is probably the first time that I am glad I do not have acrylic nails. I think it's gonna be pretty helpful with this challenge. I was inspired to do this. I had the idea after I was watching some reels on Instagram and this girl was doing eyeshadow look with just her fingers. So I was like, you know what? I think I'm gonna do a full face with just my hands and fingers because I believe it's still doable. A lot of people kind of forget when doing their makeup, like your hands and your fingers, most of your fingers are very versatile tools as well. Sometimes your fingers can get in or, do something that a brush cannot. So I think it's gonna be doable. Before we jump right into this, I do wanna set a couple ground rules. If you guys wanna try this challenge, you can kind of see what you can and cannot do. So when I say tools, as in brushes, sponges, tweezers, scissors, whatever, that's any like detached tool. So when I say detached, for example, I mean, if you have a bronzer or a powder or something that comes with like a powder puff or it comes with a little brush that comes out completely, you can't use that. But something you can use is, for example, a mascara wand. The product is already on here. I don't use another brush, like a third-party brush, as I guess you could call it, to apply this mascara. So that I'm gonna be allowed to use. If you have I've seen the powders that are on a brush that you twist up and it dispenses into the brush. You can definitely go ahead and use that. But just to keep it interesting, I try to choose mostly products that I do use like a tool or a brush like for. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna nominate a few people to go ahead and try this video because I think it's actually gonna be pretty fun. So let's get started. I'm gonna start with, priming my face. This is Sunday Riley CEO Vitamin C Rapid Flash Brightening Serum. It's just a little travel size that I had gotten in like a sample pack. I've used it before, like I've had the full size before and wasn't something that I needed to like replace. I'm just gonna put this under my eyes. And then today I am going to go in and prime with Laura Mercier's Pure Canvas Primer. It's the blurring one. I'm not the biggest fan of this. This is what I got when she redid her formulas to replace the oil-free that I used to use. And like I said, I'm not a huge fan. That's why it wasn't included in my must-haves because still looking for a primer that I like better, but we're gonna use it today. The reason why I don't like this is, it's the pore perfecting. Oh, it's pretty thick. And the issue I have with it is it just like, it leaves you with a very like smooth, dry, like canvas, if you will, but it's just like too drying, I guess. So maybe I'll try her moisturizing one. It's silicone free, but it still has like this weird kind of residue after. Next, after that, just because how like kind of drying that is, I am gonna go in with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Oil, just to kind of put some hydration back in there. Please ignore my super dark hands. I had a little mishap with my spray tan airbrush machine yesterday and my hands were the victim of it. Well, now that we're primed, let's go ahead with foundation. Today I am going to be using Too Faced Do You Full Coverage Fresh Glow Foundation. So this is a pretty luminous finish. I decided to go with a full coverage foundation because I figured using my hands, a thicker, more full coverage will be easier to kind of move around with just my hands versus if I was trying to build up. I don't know how well that would go with my hands. So I did choose this one for that reason. I feel like I'm gonna need more applying it with my hands than if I was using a brush or a sponge. I feel like I'm gonna kind of rub it around like a lotion and then kind of tap to like finish it. I don't know. This is a super creamy formula. So again, another reason why I chose it. This is literally going on like a moisturizer, which I'm not rubbing it in completely, obviously, but it's really going on nicely considered the like given circumstances. Now I'm gonna try to be pretty careful around my brows just because I don't have like my concealer brush to clean them up or clean like, you know, the foundation away from them. It's like some pretty good like application coverage, like considering just using my hands. Now I am going to be using my brow gel, my clear brow gel, and because that comes on a brush, I'm allowed to use it. Time for brows. This is the part that I'm kind of scared about most. I could have totally copped out and used like a brow wiz or my brow definer, but I wanted to keep it interesting, and I normally, like typically more often do use my brow dip. So I'm gonna stick with the brow dip. This is probably the one part where I wish I had my acrylic nails because I could really use it to get in there and like do the brush like strokes. I don't really know how I'm gonna go about this. I think I'm gonna dab some on my finger, and then I think I'm gonna kind of apply it all over, and then I think I'm gonna go back in with a nail and kind of like stroke it. I don't really know. Because I also don't want to get too much knot on my brow just because I don't have my brush to like conceal my brows. My nails have grown out a little, so I think I might be able to kind of get some product on my nail and then kind of stroke it through. Okay, oh, okay, that's working. Huh. I'm also gonna try to kind of line the top and the bottoms with my nails. I don't know. We might just have to kind of go for like the natural, like messy brow look. We're not gonna have too much of a polished brow look today. Okay, I mean, it's not as dark and giving me that contrast that I typically go for with my brows, but I mean, compared to the one that I haven't like detailed yet, not the worst. And my brows are microbladed, thank goodness. If they were not, there's no way I would be able to get away with this. Honestly, I think I'm just gonna leave it because if I keep playing with it, I think we're just gonna go downhill from here. I don't think it's gonna get much better. The strokes that it's creating is actually really nice, almost better than the strokes I create with my like normal brush. It's more the tail part that's a little harder just because I don't have a lot of hair over there. I have like no hair at all, actually. I don't know if we're gonna be able to get this tail popping actually, but we're hoping. God. Ah, there's like brow dip not on my brow. I don't know how well this side is going. I think this side went a lot better than this side's going so far. At this point, I'm wishing I would have chose the easy route and went with my brow wiz. These are a mess. It's okay. Because those got pretty messy, I am gonna go back in with my brow gel and kind of like comb the product through. All right, I think they are what they are. I don't think they're gonna get better. I am still gonna try to conceal my brows as best as possible. So I'm gonna use the little applicator that the concealer comes on. And I'm not gonna apply too much, but I am still gonna try to get in there. Oh, sorry guys, I didn't tell you what this was. Today I'm using Tarte Creaseless Concealer, shade Medium Honey. All right, let's start with these brows. So this is probably a good time to utilize like your pinky, because it's smaller. This is about as good as I think the brows are gonna get. Let's go ahead and conceal my under eye. This is a very creamy concealer, so you don't need too much of it. So I think it's good to have clean fingers because if you keep using the same finger, you're just like moving around like a lot of product. So like here I'm going in with this clean finger, and then I'm gonna come in with the next clean finger. It wasn't too bad, kind of like the foundation wasn't too bad. I think the creamier skin products are definitely gonna be like more workable. Time to contour. This I think is gonna come in real handy right now. So we are going to be able to draw this line on here. Anastasia's Stick Foundation in Amber. All right. So now I guess I'm gonna just kind of blend this as much as possible. Using some force, but not like too much because you don't wanna dig through like all the other products that you have on and move that as well. You just wanna blend that in. I'm gonna blend up. Okay. It's not a sharp contour, but it's there, I promise you. I actually use my fingers for this product anyway, so I figured what a great time to use it. Is going to be Anastasia's Liquid Glow in Perla, pretty much a liquid highlighter. Now, I always use my liquid highlighters before I set with powders, because if you use a liquid over a powder, that it's just gonna kind of like smear and like not be cute. This I apply onto my fingers anyways. Like I said, I use my fingers anyways for this product, so perfect time to throw it into a video. Dab it around on my fingers and then just kind of dab it where you would normally put your liquid highlighter. And it's a really light dab. Make sure not to drag it because you will drag the product that's underneath. So now I have all loose setting powders, so this is gonna be a little interesting. Today I'm going to take Kat Von D's Lock It Translucent Setting Powder, and I'm just gonna be using this for directly under my eye. Dab some on my finger. Oh, well. I feel like that just got really cakey. I don't like that. I don't usually bake, but like that's how much you put on when you bake. Why is it so cakey looking? All right, let me not use that much product on my other under eye. Let's just do less. I got really cakey on that eye. Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Okay. So if you're using your fingers, don't use a lot of like loose powder at once. And because I'm using my fingers, you can't really spread a powder. It's just sticking to where you put it. There's no like buffing that I can do. Well, that under eye got really cakey. I'm gonna put a little bit on my eyelash just to set all the liquid that's on there. Everywhere else that I normally use a setting powder, today I'm going in with Too Faced Do You Translucent Radiant Nude. If you watched my Too Faced unboxing video a while ago, this was one of the products I had gotten, and it's a very shimmery setting powder. Oh, there we go. But I don't want to pile it on like I'm baking it because I have nothing to like brush it away with. I think I piled too much on that side though. Other side. Go in with a couple fingers and try to do my forehead. Oh, that just looks cakey. This reminds me back in high school when everyone was using CoverGirl liquid foundation and pressed powder foundation, and you would just pile it on and it was just cake. Cake, 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 cake. There is nothing smooth about this right now. I'm gonna try to get a little bit on my chin. And because like the luminous foundation and everything, it's so creamy, I like to set everywhere that I really can, just because like I don't want it like moving or anything. I just want it set. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little bit above where I placed the liquid highlighter and below where I placed that other Kat Von D setting powder. That's that. I really have no comment at this point. I want to call my skin like face makeup done, but I told myself I was going to do like start to finish products I would normally use, like order I would normally do it. So after my setting powders, I would typically kind of set my contour with a bronzer. Today I'm going in with Lorac Take Me Tantego. This is a bronzing palette. I've kind of loved and used the matte that comes in this, and I still have the two more shimmery bronzers. And again, because I'm going for that more luminous look today, I'm gonna go in with the more shimmery. I'm gonna go kind of back and forth between the two shades on 2 fingers. Try to kind of, buff this on a little bit. Okay. All right, I got a lot of product on me right now. This is not good. Woo! All right, let's try to buff some of this out. Let me use my clean hand. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go for the nose. See, and if you rub too hard, you kind of like, you break through all the layers you have. So I feel like I have some redness coming through from like my natural skin tone. But from far away, it might look good, but please don't get up close. All right, let's clean fingers again. Let's try to do the forehead a little bit. It's just like that initial like application, like when I first have the product on my hands, because I like it's so dark when I first start to apply it, but then once I move with not that, oh goodness, that was not good. I definitely kind of have that like dirty bronze look that no one wants. Okay, I'm gonna come back in with the lighter and just kind of brush over slightly. It's gonna give me more bronzy. You guys, I look like I just like rolled around in mud. That's that for bronzer for me. Could be better, could be worse. I wouldn't say we're necessarily at a happy median right now, but we're somewhere in between somewhere. Okay, so now we are gonna go in and highlight over where I put my liquid highlighter. Today I am using Becca's Opal highlighter, pressed highlighter. It's so pretty. Now this, I think, yeah, this is gonna go on a lot easier. It's just kind of like nothing's blended at this point, and we're unfortunately okay with that. Alrighty. I think the brows are still throwing me off. At this point, this is like, I'm done with my skin. Touch up anything I don't like or whatever, but it's kind of useless at this point. I'm hopeless. Okay. Well, like, I literally thought of this challenge and now I'm just like, I wish I hadn't, but it's fun. Anyways, okay, so on to eyes. Now, I've told you guys how many times I don't really use eyeshadow primer, just because I am using my fingers today with everything. I am gonna go in with a primer first. This is Smashbox 24-Hour Photo Finish Shadow Primer. I have first tried this primer years ago on a, I bought it from a Ulta 12 Days of Beauty sale, and I loved it. And it's usually on the 12 Days of Beauty sale at least once a year. And because I don't use primer often, I get it once a year, if that even. I've probably had this bottle for longer. Just gonna dab that on. Okay, so today I am going to be using the, I still don't know how to say this, Siete, editor palette. This is a palette that I received and reviewed from a BoxyCharm of mine. It's very pigmented, very solid color, so I decided if I'm applying it with my fingers, that is a good thing. I also have a couple eyeshadow singles with me. I have MAC's Sable. I believe this is a luster finish. Yes, it is. And I also have Urban Decay's Laced. And this is more of a transition base color. So first I'm gonna go in with Urban Decay's Laced eyeshadow. So the inspiration for this whole video was a girl doing her eyeshadow with her fingers. And it came out to be a pretty decent eyeshadow. I'm not saying she did some crazy cut crease or anything like that, but it was just like a blended, matte, shimmery, like nude, like a little bit of a smoke to it, but nothing dark and crazy. So this is gonna go above my crease, under my brow bone. I would say at this step, you wanna, again, start with less and apply more, because you don't have a brush that's gonna allow you to blend this out necessarily. I'm right-handed, so that's definitely like my dominant hand that I always go to first. But I feel like for the angles and to get in where you need to get in, it's definitely useful to use both hands here. And again, here, I could have just taken like a neutral color or just even set my eyelids with a setting powder, threw some liner, mascara, and lashes on, been like, I'm done. But to keep it interesting, and I wanted to still do that full glam and see, you know, what we could do with our fingers. We are going for a full eyeshadow look. I'm just going for kind of more of a neutral color, bit of a smoky eye. So let's see how this goes. All right, so now I'm going to be going in with this medium brown, I guess you could call it. I'm gonna kind of put that above my crease. I'm gonna use my pinky so I can hopefully like get in there. So kind of like my crease above my crease. The same thing on the other side. And see here, if I had acrylics, I don't think this would be going too well, because I'd be poking my eyes. I haven't really thought this entire look through. I'm going to take MAC Sable Luster, and I'm gonna kind of do the outer corner of my eye into a little bit of my crease as well as I can. Normally I kind of do a V, like a V on my outer corner, so we're gonna see what we can do with this. It got down a little lower than I'd like it to, like as my bottom lash line, but that's okay. That girl must do her eyeshadow with her eyes on a regular, or she has some tiny ass fingers, because I never thought I had fat fingers. Maybe I just have fat fingers. I don't know, but I think we're done with this. I'm gonna go in with this dark brown, just like on the very, very outer corner of my eye, but in the sable that I just applied. We did something. Don't know if I did what I wanted to do, but we did something. I feel like it looks like a healing bruise. Anyways. So my favorite thing about this palette is the glitters. So I am going to go in with this glitter in the top right here. Do that in the middle of my eyelid. I'm going to go in with this second one here and do my inner corners. And then we're going to also take that same color, kind of highlight the brow bone. All right, and then I usually do go in with a color underneath my lower lash line. I'm just gonna go in with this navy blue underneath the entire lash line. I don't know how I'm gonna go. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but we're gonna do it. You know what? I'm gonna do this side of my pinky. A little more aggressive than I would go in with a brush, but we did something. Let's get this other side. At least you don't have to worry about any fallout. There's nothing for this to fall off of. All right, so now I'm going to apply my lash glue onto my lashes. And finally, some normal use products. Taking Kat Von D's Tattoo Liner. Oh, this is in shade Trooper, it's just black. Bit of a wing going there, okay. Alrighty. Mascara. Alrighty, so if you know me, if you watch my tutorial, especially if you watch my lash tutorial, I am a firm believer in using tweezers to apply my lashes. Y'all are savages out there using your fingers, okay? So this is gonna be a challenge for me. Not to say I've never applied my eyelashes with my fingers, but that's like crunch time, like I have no option. I just feel like they're never placed like close enough or properly without tweezers. With acrylic nails, you can kind of get in there, but I made sure to put like very thin glue on these because I didn't want glue smearing everywhere because I knew I wouldn't be able to move them as well without tweezers. See, this inner corner is never gonna be where I want it or how I want it. And these lashes are Cocoa lashes. I believe these Jet Setter or Girl About Town. I don't know. Sorry guys, but they are one of my Cocoa lashes. So you know, mascara, eyeliner, lashes, all that always covers up a bad eyeshadow look. Okay. I guess that's about as good as I'm gonna get these lashes on today. You know, we are just settling for mediocre with this challenge because there's really nothing else we can do. All right, so last but not least is lips. This is Kylie Cosmetics in Malibu. And I'm gonna line my lips and fill my entire lip in. See, these lash corners are already popping out because I couldn't really get in here. This is why we use tweezers, boys and girls, okay? All right, so lip liner on, and today I'm just gonna go in with MAC lip gloss. It's just a clear lip gloss. I typically use my finger for this anyways, because if I was to rub this on, I would get this color transfer onto the tube, and then it would eventually get into the tube and the clear gloss would be ruined. That is my completed look for this challenge. Overall, I don't know what I would rate this look because I'm just way more picky to like Some people might think it looks fine, but I just see everything wrong with it. Definitely the brows are kind of my number one thing. And then I think the lashes honestly are my next like big no-no with this whole look. But it's, as you see, it's somewhat doable. If you're in a rush, you're on the go, or you lose or forgot to pack your brushes or something, your liquid face products are definitely doable. Something that I hope I don't have to do in the future, but that was fun. I think you definitely get a little creative and see, you know, how important the tools that you use really are. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be posting it with the nominations of people that I challenge to do their entire face makeup routine with just their hands. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.